And forthcoming treatment for their 4-year-old son involves taking out the bone and reshaping his skull into a more rounded shape, as explained by a doctor to Karen and Deon Derrico. Karen and Deon Derrico are getting ready psychologically for one of the scariest experiences of their lives. The Las Vegas-based couple discusses the specifics of their 4-year-old son Diaz's impending surgery, a procedure that will have his elongated skull reshaped, with a doctor on Tuesdays doubling down with the Derricos. In a P-Bella-only sneak peek to the episode, the surgeon shows Diaz what will happen to his head during the expected 4 to 6 hour procedure using a mock skull. The doctor explains to the parents of 14 over a video conference, "We basically start by making incision across the top," adding that it goes from one side to the other. "And then we take the skin and we peel the front part forward this way, and then we take the back part and we peel it back that way," he says. And so then the top of his head is exposed. The surgeon touches the cranium and explains, "This part of the skull will come off," growing even more with the Derricos. Diaz's head shape was overlooked, and Deon and Karen are angry. The medical team will then take that skull. "We cut it into pieces," he says, guiding the viewer through a mosaic of pictures that indicate the areas where the doctors will make the cuts. The doctor says, "And then we take the bone off, and then we reshape his skull back into a more rounded shape," before displaying the outcome of the operation. "We make it less long, and we make it wider on the sides, and his skull will be like a normal-looking skull." Both Karen and Deon cry as they hear and see the explanation of what will happen to their baby kid in the operation room. Diaz's parents will be in the hospital room with him to console him whenever he recovers. "Our goal is that the last thing he sees is Mum as he's going to sleep, and the first thing he remembers while he's waking up is Mum while he's waking up," adds the physician. Increasing strength with the Derricos. Diaz, 4, is getting a head operation that may change his life. It's hard to hear how serious Diaz's operation is, but 41-year-old Karen is listing all of her blessings. "It's like, I'm fighting in my mind, like this is so hard to hear, count your blessings," she admitted in a confessional about her mental state. "This is so hard to hear, but count this blessing." Deon, 50, tells the doctor that his tears come from hating this for Diaz. Deon told his mother in an earlier episode that Diaz's head was significantly smaller than typical. A head should measure 80 centimeters on average. 70 is considered low, so they don't even want it to be that high. "He's 65, Deon remarked. "The skull fused too fast, and if it fused too fast, that means it's just growing the length, but it's not growing the normal width." Deon, 50, tells the doctor that his tears come from hating this for Diaz. Deon told his mother in an earlier episode that Diaz's head was significantly smaller than typical. A head should measure 80 centimeters on average. 70 is considered low, so they don't even want it to be that high. "He's 65, Deon remarked. "The skull fused too fast, and if it fused too fast, that means it's just growing the length, but it's not growing the normal width."